Welcome, guys. Jtwes Monday Night Live again. Another week. Done flew by. Not slow enough for me and Lena, I don't think.
Yeah, the weekend flew by, not week.
Weekend flew by. We had the white truck on some water. It put another check off the list. So I've had that truck on ferries. What else was my list? It's been on a train. It come from Mexico on a train. And so I told Lena the next thing up will be to drive it to Mount Rushmore, and then eventually Golden Gate Bridge, and eventually Canada. So all these things, check them off.
Yeah, I don't know about that. You might have to take that trip on your own.
No, you go with me. All right, who we got in here?
We have several in here.
And I'm sorry, guys. I was pushed tonight. I got trying to finish up Ellie's tractor, and I know he wanted to take it home, but I needed to do the live and eat dinner and a couple other things, so I didn't get a chance to load it, and so hopefully he can get it tomorrow.
J Pill's on first tonight.
J. Pill got #1 position, pole position.
Yeah, good evening all from the motherland. Hope you're all well.
J. Pill got his first one. We are, J. Pill. Thank you, bud.
Timbo's on.
Hey, Timbo.
Cajun Homestead.
Cajun Homestead.
Hello, Jtwes family and friends from a very warm southwest Louisiana.
A little bit warm here today.
Yeah, it's pretty warm.
Well, I didn't think it was that bad, but
It's humid. Well, and it's been humid all weekend.
Yeah.
My hair still hasn't recovered, so everybody forgive my hair today. Farm Boy 59 is on.
hey, Brian.
Good evening from Walnut Cove, NC. Hope all is well, and don't forget to hit the like button.
Thank you, Brian.
Joseph Lott is on.
Mr. Joseph Lott.
Good evening from Ashland, Alabama.
Wow, he's on down there.
And Paul Ford.
Paul Ford.
Good evening. All this gardening thing is becoming a full-time job, LOL.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, you telling me.
And we ain't got to the harvest part and just trying to get it planted or get it cultivated.
And Laura is on.
Hey, Laura.
Hey, y'all. Love you. Thanks for the aerodontic chair.
You welcome.
Orbra Horton is on.
Hey, Orbra.
Allison is on.
Hello, Allison.
Look at me in here early tonight. Hey,
yes,
friends.
she is.
Hey, Allison. Allison, I see they caught your zebra over there in Tennessee. Butterfly Farms is on.
Hello, Butterfly Farm.
Good evening from Gold Mine, Georgia. John Briggs.
John Briggs.
Good evening, guys. Hope you all had a good trip.
We did.
Flatwoods Farmer is on.
Flatwoods.
Good evening to my favorite YouTube channel.
Oh, well, thank you, Flatwoods. That's awful kind and generous.
Warhersted
Hello, Warhersted.
and William May.
And Flatwoods, you know, I've been getting a lot of views lately and a lot of subscribers, and it's just been ticking up, just past 18,000. It seems like we were just at 16 or 17 a couple of months ago. But anyway, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it, and feel kind of bad that I haven't been able to film more than I could. Lena will tell you, I've had the content, but I just hadn't had the time.
Yeah.
Between work and
I'm sure most of everyone can relate to that.
Yeah. I told her I was picking one for one day. I told her, I said, you know, if I was doing this full time, boy, I could put a video out every 2 days, easy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because you would always have something to do
Oh
or
yeah.
to film.
Every 2 days I could put it out.
William May is on.
Hello, William. Got me in a swig of drink there.
Elliot Lindsay.
Elliot Lindsay.
Good evening, Jtwes and fam. Miss Bonnie Hawkins is on.
Hey, Bonnie.
Good evening, all. Happy Monday. T. Hawkins is on.
Mr. T. Hawkins.
Good evening, everyone. I missed y'all last week. I was in Nashville, Tennessee. Had a good time, but glad to be home.
I rolled through there about 79 miles an hour.
Yeah. So maybe T. Hawkins was the one who actually caught the zebra. You know.
No, Nashville, North Carolina. That was right after we ate.
He was in Nashville, Tennessee.
Oh, I thought I heard you say North Carolina.
No, maybe I did. I didn't mean to.
Oh.
1904 Farm is on.
We rolled through there fast, too.
Yeah.
19...
Well, I was going to say, you roll through everywhere fast.
9 over. Hey, T. Hawkins.
1904 Farm.
Oh, 1904.
And Bonnie said, nice hair, Lino. Thank you, Bonnie.
That's her beach hair.
Yeah, it's a little out of control. Take a few days to calm back down. Rebel County is on.
Rebel County.
Hello from Ireland.
Hey, Ireland. We've never had an Ireland.
I don't think we have.
No. Welcome. You are our first Ireland guest. I expect if I was to do one of those, what's it called?
I don't know.
The thing where they look at your genetics. Well, I ain't never going to do it.
Oh, Ancestry.
Yeah. I'd probably have some Ireland stuff in me.
Yeah. Probably.
I would think. I might be heir to the throne. To the king.
What?
Yeah, what's his name? King what? Charles. Yeah, King Charles.
That's England.
I might be his
not-
cousin or something.
That's not Ireland. That's England. Joey Neal's on.
Hey, Joey Neal.
Hello, Joey and Lino and everyone else. Hope all is well. Hope you had a great trip.
We did.
Janice is on. Hey, Janice.
Hey, Janice.
Farm Life with Avery.
Hey, Avery.
Hey, y'all been grinding on the tobacco cart tonight and going to try and paint it this week. Just posted an update video. Hit 70 subscribers this week.
Good deal, bud.
Jay Hall is on.
Hello, Jay.
Says howdy from. It says Booger County, Texas. I
Booger
don't
County.
know.
It may be.
Yeah.
We got some names like that.
Not trying to disrespect Jay Hall's county. Jack Graham is on.
Hey, Jack.
Good evening, folks. Hope your trip was a success. Summer has arrived here in the inland Pacific Northwest, 103 degrees at this time.
Goodness gracious, how does it get so hot out there?
Supper time here, so we'll be back later.
I don't get it. I mean, it gets super cold in the winter, stays cold a long time, and then, I mean, we don't even see hardly 103.
No, we don't see that swing. But a lot of those places in the West do, like Arizona.
Yeah.
They'll be in the 50s at night and then in the hundreds during the
I
day.
know, but he's up north in Washington State.
Yeah, well, still. Paul's Farm is on.
Hello, Paul's Farm.
Good evening, y'all. Alice said, that is the most famous zebra. Someone from Texas come and capture him.
I could have called him. It wouldn't have been good. But
They got a net on him. They shot a net on him while he was running via helicopter.
yeah, I'd
Only
kept,
in America can that be happening.
I'd have kept his legs. working.
Americans can do anything. I don't know what Sam's yelling about.
I don't know.
Avery said, most of my videos have gotten at least 500 views.
Good deal, Avery.
That's good.
Sammy, what'd you say?
Just keep on keeping on, Avery. Ricky Phillips is on.
Hey, Ricky Phillips.
Hello from Demopolis, Alabama,
Demopolis.
if I'm saying that right. IP Farms is on.
Hey, LP.
Hello, you two. Can't
It's
stay.
Nelson.
Can't stay, but we'll be listening.
That's okay, bud.
Johnny Edgerton is on.
Hey, Johnny.
And Joseph Lott said, I'll be making pepper sauce tomorrow.
Oh, man.
Um,
I don't know if I can take no pepper sauce.
Real Fan 90 is on.
Hey, Paul.
I can understand the no free time. I've still got a bunch of videos to catch up on. Give me a chance to. We understand, Paul.
Yeah, I imagine cell phone signal's pretty tight up there around where you were at working.
Haggy Farms is on.
Hey, Haggy Farms.
Roscoe Morris.
Roscoe Morris.
Roscoe says, hello from the soggy state of Indiana.
Yeah, they've been getting a little white weather up there.
Yeah, we rode the ferry with someone from Indiana and Texas.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Man, Texas one, boy, she still ain't home probably.
Oh, no, there's no way she's home.
Yeah.
Sundowner Whoop Whoop is on.
Hey, Sundowner.
Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's doing okay.
Good, good.
Joe with the W is
Hey,
on.
Joe.
Howdy, y'all. Stacy Mama 5 is on.
Stacy Mama 5.
Hey, y'all, from East Texas.
East Texas.
And Paul Ford says, Sundowner's back. Yeah, we haven't seen Sundowner for a little while. Jay Hall says, yes, it's Robertson County, but it's been known by us locals as Booger County for generations. Lots of legends about the origin of its name. I'm sure.
Where did we seen? Me and Lena was coming, so we decided we were. It was, I guess, Saturday. at the beach. We were at Surf City, and the hotel was pretty good. What was it called?
Loggerhead Inn and Suites.
Loggerhead Inn and Suites. I'd say stay there.
It's
just
nice.
carry you some earplugs with you because the walls are paper thin. And other than that, it was a wonderful little, I call it fisherman hotel kind of deal.
Oh yeah, but it was very clean.
Yeah,
And
super nice people.
yeah, and like they made sure you had everything you needed,
Yeah.
and you know, coffee, towel.
And I don't even know if that should be if I should say the walls are thin. I mean, they are,
They are.
technically.
Yeah, like, because we've stayed at Sea Vista, and that is an older hotel, and it's not as, like, I could hear somebody's alarm going off in the next room, like,
Yeah.
to, wake up. So, because I was already up.
But I imagine when that place was built, they just,
Yeah.
they didn't have all that. But it was a good place. But we were on the beach and we was talking, and we decided instead of just, leaving 8 o'clock in the morning, Sunday morning, and heading straight up 40 and go home, we had to go see our beloved Outer Banks.
Yes.
So that meant driving from Surf City. It took about 2 hours and 20 minutes to get to, oh gosh, Punky, what's it called?
Cedar Island.
Yeah, Cedar Island ferry. And I had booked the ferry, so I knew I had a spot on it. And we got there and rode the Cedar Island ferry to Ocracoke, and then went from Ocracoke over to Hatteras on the ferry. And I didn't realize, guys, how close Hatteras and Ocracoke actually are. It can't be no more than 4 or 5 miles at the most. It's really just a hole right there. And I told Lino, I said, I suppose at one time they were connected, but I don't see why you couldn't connect them two again with a bridge and save all that money on these ferries.
Yeah, but it's going to be a whole environmentalist, people.
Well, yeah,
don't
but I
want
mean,
that bridge built.
I mean,
You mean logistically?
engineering wise,
Yeah,
I don't see
logistically
why you couldn't connect them two with a bridge, because you could come out in that sound a little bit away from the ocean. It's the same thing as the Bonner Bay Bridge. I mean, that thing's 3-4 miles long, and it's out into the. I mean, I don't see why you couldn't. I really don't.
But we also decided that if we can, even if it's for a couple of nights, we're going to start taking our camper.
Yeah, it's so expensive at a hotel.
Normal people beds are too hard. I just can't with these beds.
And then we so used to having what we need when we need it. When we got that RV, like we had some leftover pizza.
Yeah.
Oh, I ain't got no Ziploc bags.
I had no paper plate to put it on.
Didn't have nothing to heat it up with.
Right.
And I mean, the refrigerator's all good and dandy, but if you ain't got no silverware, nothing to heat it up with,
Yeah.
I mean, it's, and so I told Lino, I said, we just need to carry our RV. I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
mean,
and then guaranteed good night's sleep
Yeah.
because it's our bed that we're used to. So we made an executive decision. That's what we're going to do from now on. We find Rose out.
Besides, got to get that investment out of it anyway.
Yeah.
The boys use it. They've
Right,
been using
they
it last
do.
couple of years. And
It's becoming a family shared camper, which
Yeah.
I like because I'm glad that they can use it and save money.
oh yeah, it
to
sits
get a
there
little-
80% of the time.
Yeah, because I mean, I remember when we first got married, we didn't go, there's several years we didn't take a vacation because, it was just too expensive
Yeah.
and we had young kids. And so it is nice to be able to let them use it. Timbo said, Sammy said, bring me some TP. No, not today, but that does happen, of course. Janice said, please send me a picture of the little girl. I will, Janice. I'll have to find my most recent one of her because, of course, I got plenty. Avery said, this week has been a mess. Can't cut hay because the disc vine is broke. The 2 McCormick tractors are broken. Our bell wagon is broken with no clutch.
Good gracious.
So we had to round bale the horse hay. Well, and what's the saying? When it rains, it pours.
Yeah.
A lot of things break at once.
That'll be the next thing. It'll rain on us, hey.
That happened with our house. Our house, we had some things that, like, we had water leaking under there. And then the air condition, the AC unit went out. Dishwasher died. We had to repair the refrigerator. So, yeah. We know how that is, Avery. Sundowner said, "Hey, hello, Paul. It's been crazy trying to work in this rain." And
Oh, I got back, guys, and I didn't mean to cut you off.
okay.
I got back, and we were coming up the driveway, and it didn't take me about a second. And half my roll of sunflowers, it looked like you went and stripped tobacco stalks. You know how a tobacco stalk will be sticking up with no leaves on it? And Lino said, "No, I think that's the garlic you're looking at." I said, "No, it ain't the garlic." But these deers I just would have never thought they would have eat a sunflower almost 6 foot tall and just eat every
Yeah.
leaf off of it all the way down and left just the stalk and the stems.
Yeah, I got my glasses on this morning and really looked out the kitchen window. I was like, "Oh yeah, man, that's bad."
And the row of sunflowers was just for birds to have something to pick on. She's got a woodpecker that she feeds, and
This woodpecker is so smart. He comes asking me for food, and he sits on one corner of the back deck, and they've got a very distinct sound they make. And so I see him out there waiting, so I'll go give him a few like sunflower seeds, and he's so smart because there's some cracks in the wood or openings in the wood, and he has put sunflower seeds in there to wedge it and opened it to get the seed out and leave the little hole in there. I'm like, he is so smart to open
so
that seed.
I really planned that for her woodpecker bird, but hopefully they'll leave the other half. The only reason why they hadn't eat the other half is because it's closer to Rudy, and I guess they don't want to get that close to Rudy.
Yeah, because he'll start barking if he sees them in the garden. He'll bark like crazy.
I need to look at. I ain't even looked at our green beans since we got back.
Avery said, "When are y'all going to do the hidden tobacco barn in alive?"
Oh gosh, Avery.
Oh, it'd be hard to.
That'd be hard doing alive because you ain't got but so
Somebody's
much.
going to find it in 20 seconds.
Yeah.
Basically, the first person on is going to.
Yeah, that camera ain't moving good enough for that. We'd have to keep the live moving like that.
Ricky Eads is on.
Hey, Ricky.
Hello, guys. I finally got to subscribe to your son's channel. I'm excited to see what he does to the Super C.
Me too.
Are you going to help him?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna help him a whole lot. I'm sure. I just finished with one project tonight, and just squeezing in these extra projects in the time I have now.
Brian says, "At Joey, do you have any potato plants rotting and dying? And if you dig down, there's some potatoes rotting in the ground?"
I do not. Not that I know of. The last time I seen him is that video I just put out where y'all seen me cultivating sweet potatoes, and but I don't think I do. But I do. The potatoes that were under the house that had the big long eyes on them that I curled up and planted them, they all came up, but they just don't look as healthy as the seed potatoes I bought from Corbett's. And it could be two different potato plants.
Joey Neal said, "I'm having the same problem." And Sundowner said, "It's a bug killing your potatoes, but never had that problem. Y'all call Haas Tools. He can tell you what to put on them next time."
Huh.
Flatwoods Farmer says, "I too subscribe to Will's channel." Thank you, Flatwoods Farmer.
Yes, sir.
Restoring Red is on.
Hello, William. Speaking of William, that's Will. Oh, I didn't know you knew that.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say something else about Will.
Oh, no, I said when they were talking about subscribing to his channel,
Oh, yeah.
I said, speaking of Will.
Restoring Red with William Jones.
Well, I don't approve of that short you put up.
That's his channel. You leave him alone. He can do what he
I
wants.
wouldn't have put that up there.
Was it with Sam?
No, it was a cat.
Oh, okay. I thought it was Sam because Sam showed me some video.
I didn't get
him.
a chance to watch it yet. It just said Super C or Super Cat. And it's Kurt.
Kurt.
Yeah.
Kurt is in every video. You would think he's our favorite cat. When we all kind of hate him a little bit.
He's y'all's favorite cat.
Well, he's not my favorite cat. He is not. That'd be Brojo.
I stick with Ollie.
Yeah, I have one cat. His name's Brother John, but we call him Brojo for short. And nature's against him. He has had like every injury, every issue. He is just pitiful. But he's got a fighting spirit, and he's a good cat. Which I know John Briggs and Carolyn Briggs are going to say Prissy's their favorite. Speaking of, she's coming. Oh, she don't notice.
She didn't make it. She
Yeah.
fell over.
She fell over on the floor. She's an elderly girl. Curtis King is on.
Hello, Curtis King.
Hey, Jtwes and friends, new to your channel via Danny and Wanda at Deep South.
Thank you, Curtis.
I'm just down the road from y'all in Raleigh.
Oh man, we
went right through there.
we blasted through Raleigh last night.
Yeah, I just kind of try to stay.
Leno closes her eyes.
Sometimes I do close my eyes when we're riding beside a tractor trailer.
GPS kept on wanting me to go 440. I was like, nope, I'm going 40 straight through.
Hold on, sorry. J. Pill says, sounds like potato blight.
Potato blight.
Have you checked the sweet potatoes in the tires?
Yes, they didn't make it.
You live and you learn.
I checked them about, guys. I didn't intentionally not say anything. I guess I just forgot about it.
Yeah.
But it was probably March, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like
still
March
chilly.
or April. It was kind of chilly and beginning of garden season and stuff. And yeah, man, them things was as rotted as you could get, boy. I would have thought the hay in those tires, put all that hay on it, they would have kept better than that, but they did not. They did not keep. I didn't dig through every tire though. There might be one that's okay. I don't know. But there'll be worm food right now.
Sundowner says, there you go, potato blight. Brian says, I'm working with my county agriculture department, and they hope to get me some more information about this concern.
Oh, is it taking a lot of your potatoes out, Brian, or is it just a plant here and there?
Allison said, Kurt is my favorite cat.
Oh, man.
Yeah, poor Allison. She was the victim to Kurt's no personal space rule, because you know how he hugs everybody that comes to our home.
He wouldn't hug me.
He hugged Allison, and she was just so sweet. And of course, if you allow him to hug you, he's like, oh, I love you forever. John Ponder is on.
Hello, John Ponder.
I sent you a text with the phone number of a guy in Ohatchee, Alabama that has hundreds of plow, tiller, and other parts that are for old farmwall tractors, mainly the A, Super A, 100, 130, and 140.
Okay, thank you, John. If you send it here in the last 30, 45 minutes, it'll say, I turn on a, what do you call that thing? It's on the iPhone where you can just kind of cut out everything from my live. I won't get no calls, I won't get no text. Focus, something focused. So if you send it here right in the last hour or so, it'll say focused.
Janice said, send me Will's show info. Yeah, Janice, I'll send you a link to his channel when I send you Ivy's picture. Sundowner said, Paul Ford, you made it through the weather last night. Yeah, this weather with the heat and the humidity, you know, these thunderstorms.
We had a pretty good thunderstorm down at the beach.
Yeah. And Thursday when we got there, it was raining, and it rained all the way till the next morning.
And I thought we was going to get a show, dinner and a show Saturday night.
Why?
Because we just had dinner.
Mm-hmm. Talk about the road rage?
Yeah, we were on the we walking up the road to get ice cream, and somebody did something, and some guy hung his head out because traffic was super slow. It was bumper to bumper.
Right, and this is Surf City, and on the island, it is so congested at certain times.
And he hung out the window, yelling at this guy. He said, "You don't get to cut me off."
I was like, oh my word.
I was like, man, it can't be that bad.
Right,
I mean,
calm down. You're at the beach.
Everybody's moving like
it's the
at
weekend.
2 miles an hour.
Just relax. You know, it's not like you're late for work, which I guess you could be, you know, if he was. But honestly, you're not going to be in that line of traffic if you work around there, because you're going to know.
And then Leno gets upset at me because we'll be riding, like we were riding up 64, and and it's got some pretty long stretches on 64, and I'm cruising along about 76, 77, and there'll be a car that's been 10 car lengths behind me for 20 miles, and then all of a sudden they'll just pass.
We're not going to get started
And I'm
on
like,
this.
why would you sit back there behind me for
No.
20 miles and just up and
Y'all
decide?
don't know how much I had to
I just
hear
don't
about
get.
this
I don't get
the
what
whole
their.
ride.
I don't get their game plan.
I know they don't have one. Is the whole thing? They just don't have one. They're just out there living their life. Just let them live their life how they want.
I know, but they need a game plan
No,
when
they
they get on
don't.
that highway.
They don't.
Yes, they do.
But this is what I had to listen to all day yesterday. Critiques of everybody else.
Well, you just. I mean, I'm like, what makes you just decide? Okay, I'm just going to start riding at 80 miles an hour. I mean, you've been doing 75 for the last 20 miles.
Sometimes you feel like 80. Sometimes you don't. Brian said the potato issue is sporadic. It's so rotten, it's disgusting.
Most rotten potatoes are, Brian.
Yeah, because I've stuck my hand in some before.
Yeah,
and
you
it's
reached
like,
down in a bag where one of them went bad. Woo!
Yeah, and it smells pretty bad.
Golly.
Because I have had a bad potato in my pantry in like a bushel, and I didn't realize it because there was good potatoes on top. And so then whenever I dig down and take the good potatoes off, I'm like, oh no, because first thing I see is little gnats, and I know something's up.
I told Lena the other day, and I don't know this to be true.
Chris.
I'm just saying, I thought about it. We were eating, mashed potatoes the other night or something?
I don't know.
Anyway, I said, you know what, Lena? I said a potato has to be the number one consumed vegetable in the world.
It is because we had those at
It's got to be.
At Low Tide Steakhouse at Surf City, which is where we go. They have steak fries, but they are so thin. They're like half the thickness of a regular steak fry. And they season them. They're so good. And I overate just because of those things. My feet are paying for it now because I had too much salt this weekend, but it was so good. It was worth it.
Yeah, I like in the restaurant, guys, they'll ask you, and most 99.9% of the time, well, really 100% of the time, they'll ask you, how's your steak and everything, and you'll say, oh, it's fine, it's good. When really and truly, I should say, it's delicious, but you're about 3 shades off on the color. I mean, because, I order a medium well steak, which is just very slightly pink. It's almost done, so very slightly pink. This thing was bleeding, and
Oh yeah.
and
That's why you just don't look at it and you eat it.
And you really, I really wanted to say, I told Leno, I said, I really should say it's delicious, but you totally missed the mark on medium well. But we don't do that because then they're all like, oh, just like at Outback, how the manager was like, why don't we get you a free blooming onion? I said, no, I don't want your free blooming onion. I want to pay for my food.
We just like to get it within the next couple hours.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me you turned down a free blooming?
Yes, I turned down a free blooming onion.
I have selected it here.
Sam, no, you're just
That's not
listening
fair
to
to
us
work.
because you're supposed to be studying. So go study. Sam's got his
Down a free blooming onion.
Yes, I did.
he's got
Hush
his
your mouth.
last exam tomorrow of 11th grade, and so
Wait, was I there when you said that?
No, it was
That's why.
it was
That's
last
why.
night.
If I was there, we would have left with a blooming onion.
No,
We would have left with a free one in a box. Hold
I
on.
want to pay for my food, son. I don't want nothing for free.
Yes.
well, I would have took one for free. Find where I'm at.
If they ain't all left us talking about blooming
No,
onions.
Paul said Sundowner slept right through it. So yeah, and I do that too. I'll sleep through some pretty big storms. If I'm already asleep, I don't hear it. Sundowner said it's probably a nightshade problem if you have been planting potatoes there every year.
Ah,
Allison said, I need to rescue Kurt from Joey when I get in my new house.
yeah.
I love me some
You do.
Kurt. She said Duke might not, though. J. Pill said potato blight is worse with warm, wet weather.
It's been wet, and it's been kind of,
It's
well,
been warm.
it's been, it just now started turning real warm. It's
Yeah.
been in the low 70s.
Yeah. Sundowner said it's because they wake up Joey and then 3 miles up the road they slow down again. So yeah, they may be thinking about something else and just because if you aren't on cruise, you are going to slow down and speed up.
Oh yeah,
because
because
you're going to think of
I tell Leno all the time we're riding along and somebody will pass me,
Chris, I can't
and
make
I'll
you
tell
any more
Leno,
room.
I'll say, Leno, 5 miles.
Lay down.
I promise you, we'll reel them back in. And sure enough, 5 miles, we're passing them again.
John Briggs says, Carolyn says that beautiful cat.
Yeah.
Yeah. John, you and Carolyn need to come over so y'all can pet her in person. Janice said she's got to go. She's got to call. Bye, Janice.
Bye, Janice.
Brian said the ground isn't wet, but does have enough moisture to hold shape if squeezed. I dug out as much as I could and threw it out just in case.
Yeah, that's actually pretty. That's pretty high moisture if it'll hold shape.
Sundowner said, I know, Sam. I'd got my bloomin' onion.
Well, we just we had sit down and we'd done sit there about 20 minutes. Not one person had come up, said anything. And so a fellow was walking by and I said, excuse me, sir. I said, do we have a waiter assigned to this table? And he was like, oh, no, let me get you drinks. Well, you want a blooming onion? I was like, yeah, we actually do. And he's like, well, that's on me. I said, no, I want to pay for my onion. I don't need you to give me an onion.
Yeah.
And so that's how that was. And the rest of it was just fine. And I just asked, did we have a waiter assigned to us? I mean, because, sometimes they may forget.
Allison said, the Bowers family would say they brought your steak to you the way it should be eaten.
Oh, well, maybe.
Which, yeah, and that's how Kaylee is. We have a daughter-in-law who she eats medium rare, and so Joey don't want to look at her steak while she's eating it.
No, it needs to have some temperature in that thing. It needs to be about 150, 160 degrees.
Which I'll eat it. I will eat it medium rare because I have before. I order it medium well, but if it is on the rare side, like I said, I just don't look at it and I just eat it. Like I just cut it and just eat it. Don't think about it.
I would actually rather it be like 165 if it was cooked real slow, but unfortunately you don't get a chance to do that. But you could if you ordered their prime rib.
Mm-hmm. Cornbread the Hungry Farmer is on. Hey, Cornbread.
I'm getting hungry too.
This is one of our 2 cornbreads.
One of you too.
I have 2 cornbreads on here. He says, hello, peeps.
Somebody needs to change their name to Tortilla so you can have cornbread, tortilla, and biscuit.
David Funderburk is on.
Hello, David.
Excuse me, Funderburk.
Thunderburk.
Funderburk. Howdy, folks. Just picked up my first 1.5 gallons of green beans off of my 8-foot wide, 16-foot long trellises and raised beds. Just got in the house.
Cool deal.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's pretty good. I mean, a gallon's pretty good. 8 foot wide, 16 foot long.
Yeah, 1.5 gallons.
Of trellises.
From the trellises. Heritage Acres is on.
Hello, Heritage Acres.
Says, I'm late, but hey, y'all. Joey Neal said, our potatoes had water standing all around them, but it was only on one end.
Oh, cool.
And that's how our garden is, because most everybody's garden is not going to be perfectly level. So there'll be one end that's usually a little wet.
The garden with the green beans and the sweet potatoes and the regular potatoes in, it was amazing, just a little small twist in the row at the very end of it, twisted it back uphill. It has really saved the dirt this year. Last year I lost a ton of dirt, had to get it all back in the field.
Is that the one back here?
No.
Oh, up there.
Over here.
Because I know the one back here.
You just be amazed sometimes
just
what a little turn will do to it. And y'all tell me, I forget, it's been 10, 12 years since I planted Blue Lake green beans. Is that a stringless green bean? Me and Lena was talking about it, and I told her I couldn't remember if it was stringless or not.
Blue Lake.
Blue Lake.
Brian says, Joey Neal, the land lay is downhill, but so far it's only been on one row in the middle of 5. And PVT is on, which is Paul from Northeast Missouri.
Paul from Northeast Missouri.
I enjoy your YouTube channel.
Thank you, Paul.
Sundowner says, I've only sent one steak back at Ryan's Steakhouse, and it was because it was still eating grass and cold. And Brian said, Blue Lake is stringless.
Cool.
And so does Paul's Farm, says they're stringless. I plant those.
And you know, I don't know. I thought
What's stringless mean? That long string that goes
so
through
you
the
know,
middle?
no, when you snap that head off, what will happen is when you snap it off, it is a string hooked to it, and you got to pull it all the way down the beam,
Oh, okay.
and then snap the other side, pull it all the way down the beam, and then you can snap up the rest of it. They just have strings on.
Well, then how does it not just fold open? 'Cause
Well, it's
the
still
strings are what the seams.
No,
aren't they?
it would if it was that mature, but it's still a green bean you pick kind of immature. The seed hasn't developed.
Because our aromas, I have like just as I'm snapping them, it pulls that string down, but then it opens up.
Stringless beans still will occasionally have a string in it.
Oh, okay.
But if you get a bean that's just straight up string beans, every one of them. But I just, sometimes to me those that take a little bit harder work have a little better bean flavor than the ones that don't. But I'm looking forward to the Blue Lake. We're going to pull them first.
Okay.
I say that. I don't know which one to come in first.
Cornbread said, I'm going to change my name to Sloppy Joe. Maybe the other cornbread will change his name to French fries. Might as well. We'll get a little variety in here. Sundowner said, me too, love the Blue Lake.
Cool.
T. Hawkins said, I like my steak so rare that a good veterinarian could bring it back to life.
Oh, man. Yep.
He
You
get-
better be giving a double blessing on that
Well,
one.
he's not low in iron, eating all that rare meat. Yeah, because some people say, oh, I like my steak, just knock the horns off, like they just knock the horns off of it.
I got a roast beef. Yeah, I think it was roast beef. It was a Firehouse sub. No, it was Jersey Mike's one day at lunch, and I said, give me a roast beef sub. Man, I just took it back to the guy. I said, look, man, I'm sorry. I'll pay for another sub. I said, but I can't do this. I mean,
You don't want to eat your bloody bread?
it smelled like you just been killing hogs. And I was like, man, I can't do this.
It's
It
ridiculous.
was
Just
something.
eat your bloody bread and be grateful for it.
That didn't bother me as much as that smell, the
Yeah.
cold smell of it.
Yeah, it is gross. J. Pill says, I think the blight is caused by a fungus, and that's how it spreads. Brian said, Blue Lake can be canned, snapped, whole, and frozen the same.
Cool. Yeah, we've had flat beans forever. I'm kind of looking forward to some round beans.
Paul's Farm says, we call them snap beans. I planted 3 more rows last Saturday, or he planted 3 more rows last Saturday.
I'm hoping to get some cotton in the ground this week, guys. I'm hoping to try the new chisel plow out. On the way home from Rogers with Ellie's Super Hay, it had a bunch of cultivating feet up under the front, and so I dropped into the field where the cotton's going to be and tried the cultivators out just to see if the governor was going to react to the load on the tractor and how the governor was reacting to the load on it, which it did fine. All that was great, but I can chisel plow it. It's not too wet. It's ready to go. Got a lot of crabgrass coming in it.
Ricky Ead said, those potatoes that are rotting, it's usually too much water, like we're getting here in Tennessee. Yes, Blue Lake is stringless. That's all I plant. J. Pill said, I like my steak well done.
J. Pill said, well done.
Now, J. Pill, don't be offended because you'll receive a lot of hate for that.
Well, I think a lot of people like them rare because, quite
tender.
honestly, they're more tenderer when they're rare. But if you get a good piece of meat, a lot of marbling in it, and it's been aged correctly, you can cook that bad boy medium well and it'll still be tender.
Well, and I'll order my filet medium well, but it's usually well done
Yeah.
because it's so thick and they are erring on the side of cook it longer. But it's still so tender. I don't care if it's well done. You know, it's
And then
so good.
I notice every grocery store I go to, I don't care if it's Publix, Food Line, Harris Teeter, all the meat is choice. And I'm like, where's all the prime at?
Well, Prime is probably more expensive, so
I
they
know,
don't sell it.
I know it's more expensive, but where's it at? They got to sell it somewhere.
Probably just certain high-end restaurants.
Or do we not have prime cows getting raised in the United States no more?
People
I mean, it's just like
can't afford
everything
Prime.
is choice.
I know. People can't afford Prime. Jeez.
It's still off the same cow, though. It's the same cow the choice come off
Quit
of.
being so snobby. Jim Bowman says, I met 2 guys at Harbor Freight today who watch your channel and would really enjoy it, just like me, and they couldn't believe that you had been at my farm.
Oh, thank you, Jim. Yeah, Jim's got a nice place. Albeit, though, he needs to do some bear hunting this fall. Sure enough. He needs to get some bear tags.
Oh, yeah, Jim, I forgot. I missed his first comment.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, it's Jim from Westfield.
Jim?
Are you planning to attend Denton Tractor Show? I'm considering taking my restored 1949 Farmall Cub to show.
Yes, we're looking to go that Saturday. And if I understand, that's the last day of it, right?
I don't know.
I understand. I'm pretty sure that's the last day of it. My buddy Sam will probably have a 4th of July like he always does. I say that. I don't know. But we're looking at Saturday at Denton.
Cornbread said, J. Pill, I like my steak still grazing. Timbo said, medium well for me.
Yeah.
T-Hawk says, well done is the next thing to jerky. LOL. Yeah, it is.
Y'all taking advantage of the Lord.
Um,
You know, because he said if you're blessed, it's fitting to eat.
uh-huh. Well, I mean, yeah, if you want to eat it. Avery said, I'll sell you a prime cow. Get everything, hamburger and all the different cuts.
All right.
Avery, like I said, Joey's trying to be snobby. We ain't got the money for a prime cow.
I'm not.
I can tell you now.
All I'm saying, Leno, is you take all those grocery stores combined throughout the whole East Coast and the South, and that's millions and millions of pounds of meat. And it's just hard for me to believe that just everything's choice. I mean, I just don't see how you can get the cow ratio to come out right. But of course, that inspection process, if I understand this right, is still done by touching, feeling, smelling, and looking at it.
Mm-hmm. Same with chicken, though, too. Warstead says, planning to wear my rocket worm shirt at Red Power later this month.
That'd be good.
Mm-hmm. Sundowner says, let me tell y'all, throw some bacon and onions in the pot, then them snap beans and burn them. OMG.
Oh my goodness. I don't know about burning them.
Probably means just cook them down so far. And that's what I do. I cook my green beans down with some butter and garlic. And I cook it down to where almost all of the liquid's gone.
Every year when I cut the scapes off my garlic, folks will comment about me. I should have used them, and I bet it's good. I mean, I have no doubt it ain't delicious to eat those scapes. But somebody commented on one of the videos where I'd cut the scapes off, and I was like, man, I sure hate to tell him I gave them all to the goats. I felt bad.
Yeah.
Because he was like, they're delicious if you do this, this, and this. And I was like, man, I don't want to tell them I gave them all to the goats. The goats sure did enjoy them. They liked it.
I'm itching so bad. I got mosquitoes on me from when I went and fed the ducks.
I got sunburned. 2
Yeah.
minutes.
I know.
Well, it's sunburned from here
To
down.
the top of his feet.
Yeah.
I mean, if he's out there.
But I wasn't out there 2 minutes without the,
I know, but that is some skin that's like been under a rock, like it don't see the light of day. So he's got to be able
Our
to.
shade tent work wonderful. We got a Nesso. It's called NESO.
You can sit here and lie.
I'm not lying.
It
I'm
literally
going to
fell
tell.
down
I
on
know.
me.
I'm going to tell them.
Okay.
It's a Nesso tent, and I had it a little bit loose, and so
It worked
the wind
wonderful.
got up to about 30 one time, and it knocked some legs out. But we were ready to go in anyway. I could have adjusted the thing, and it'd been
I
fine.
think you sabotaged it because I was like, oh, it's only, what was it, like 2:30? It's only 2:30. And I knew you were ready to go in. And so I think he sabotaged it.
Yeah, I mean, I bought it 4 or 5 years ago when it first come out, one of them Shabumis. And they're great. They are they will hold up in some 50-mile-an-hour wind, but they are just so loud when you're sitting under it. They're just sitting there.
That's when the wind's real strong, yeah.
Yeah, and I just hate that noise. But the Nesso 10, I really like that thing. But I'll stretch it tighter at the Outer Banks so it doesn't do that.
Well, you'll have to. Outer Banks is usually a lot more windy than where we went.
Yeah.
Hold on. Sorry. Sundowner says, Joey, the stores don't age their meat either. They don't age it, dry age it.
Oh, yeah, I know. I mean, I know that's done at the meat place.
Avery asks, what do the white balls that open on the top of the onions mean?
Oh, well, I guess that's the seed. Yeah, Avery, I'm assuming that's the seed. I got some out here, about 10 plants that did that. I'm just going to let them dry down the seed.
Ricky E says, hey, Joey, how are your watermelon doing?
Watermelon are terrible. We had all that rain, Ricky, and I planted it, and it didn't have a real good stand on it. So when I chisel plow the cotton tomorrow, hopefully, and get that land up, I'm going to make 2 more rows. I'm going to go chisel plow the watermelon spot, cut it, make 2 rows up, and I got some seed. I have some Georgia rattlesnake. Georgia rattlesnakes coming from Hoss Tools, and it's a 1/3 pound, so I figure that will plant 2 rows hopefully. So we're going to replant it. I don't think it's no time lost on planting watermelons. We get some water and some fertilizer, and she'll come on out. The corn, I can't wait to show y'all the corn. Hopefully I'll be able to show you when I chisel plow the cotton land. You're not going to believe it's Jimmy Red.
Cornbread said, why are y'all not out under the shelter? Which you answered that, because we did have the tent. It was just 2 minutes.
Oh yeah, I was under. He may be talking about why aren't we out?
Oh, okay.
He may be talking why
Why
aren't
are
we?
y'all not out under the shelter? Maybe we're not in the tool shed or the tractor shed?
Yeah, probably.
Because it's hot and humid, and I've already been out there sweating.
I have to have a little time to set that up, move my truck, and get power out
the
there.
bug net, because we'll be accosted.
And when I'm busy, it's a lot
Yeah.
easier for me to just come in and change and set it up right here and go.
Right, and that's why I kind of look like I do, because I was just literally,
Yeah.
I went to go put Miss her food out. I had to put my shelter on my ducks, and I just walked in. I was like, I told Joe, I was like, the live is going to get what they get tonight as far as my appearance. Janice Simpson is on.
Hello, Janice.
Watching your show. Hello from South Georgia from Joe and Janice.
Thank you, thank you.
Sundowner says, shoot, Lino, I've gotten bitten by 17 to 25 deer flies if you know what they are. Probably what you call maypops.
Yeah, we call them maypops if that's the
They're
same
those
thing.
awful flies that you feel them injecting their needle into you. Their little thing.
They'll do it while I'm mowing. The worst part was when I had the 0-turn Hustler lawnmower and your hands are on the sticks, and you take your hand off the stick to slap at your mower. With the steering wheel one, I can hold it with one hand and slap it now. I mean, I have literally been on the tractor and do this number right here. I'm gonna do it. You driving a tractor, trying to cultivate, right? And that thing's all around your head. I'm like,
I've seen you do it before. I've seen you. But I knew exactly why you were doing that, so I can't blame you.
I mean, you just gotta do it like real fast.
Well, because sometimes they'll get around me while I'm fishing, and they go round and round and round my head. and it's so aggravating.
Sometimes I do a little crisscross to it, like.
Well, at least you
And
still
I've hit several doing that.
at least you still got it down. You haven't hit yourself in the face yet.
Do what you got to do.
Sundowner says the tops of the onions are the seeds that they're mature.
Yeah.
Avery said, my silver queen is chest high on me.
Mine is tasseled out, making corn. It's probably got enough moisture in it. It should make corn. I think we'll be pulling corn easy before July. And that's pretty early for here.
Before July?
Like late last week of June.
Well, we better not miss that fireworks thing.
We might.
Every year, our little town has fireworks and music and food for 4th of July. But they always have it like the week before the 4th because, everybody has their own little plans for the 4th. So we go every year, and it's all free. Not the food, but, the whole event is free. And I just love going to that. It's fun. So I already told Joey, mark it down. This is the day. 4 o'clock. We got to be there 4 o'clock. So Yanceyville. Big town Yanceyville. But you got to admit, it has gotten really
Which
good.
that reminds me, I was going to say when we went from where we were at to Cedar Island Ferry, we were crossing some places, or maybe it was when we was coming up 40 and we seen a sign that said Crestville, North Carolina, or Cresswell,
Oh, okay.
Creswell. And I was picking with Leno. I said, I guess North Carolina, when they were naming counties, they were like, oh, we got a Caswell, can't name it that. Let's call it Cresswell. Because it looked like Caswell, but it was CRES.
William May says, everyone please hit the like button.
Thank you, William May.
Paul Ford says, pulled all of my Silver Queen last Saturday, and it's in the freezer. Oh, wow.
Well, he's
nice.
in Texas.
I know, but it's nice to have it done so early because you don't know how I dread that sweet corn coming in.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Danny and Wanda's probably done. He was pulling corn last week.
Because
His corn will be near about dry before the end of July.
Yeah. Just because I know the undertaking and the mess and everything, but it's worth it because I thought I was out of corn from last year, but I found 2 bags at the bottom of the chest freezer. So we had it with dinner one day last week, and everybody's like, oh, this is so good. This must be homegrown corn. I was like, yeah, it is.
Well, hopefully we'll have our tobacco trailer to pull our corn with, but I made a little bit of a miscalculation. My hole on my hub, and I was kind of, sometimes when I'm making videos, guys, I know the correct name for stuff, and I appreciate y'all not blasting me. I think I called the hub that I was holding in my hand, I think I said spindle or something like that. I mean, it's actually a wheel hub that goes on a spindle.
They know how you are.
But I didn't call it that at the time of filming because I just, you know how sometimes I just don't think of things right off. But anyway, I got some wheel studs, and the hole is 630 thousandths, and I think I got a 635 thousandths knurl on the stud, knurl, Knurl, and I think I need to step up at least 10 thousandths because I put them in there, but you really could just almost tap them in with a hammer, which to me is just too loose. So I really probably need to get a 645 thousandths to go in a 630 thousandths hole. Probably, y'all tell me what y'all think. 15 thousandths over the hole, I think probably what it should be. Would be nice. Not to say the other ones wouldn't work, but they may be a little loose, and I don't want that. Okay, I'm done boring you.
Avery said, my birthday is on Monday this year. I'm hoping to watch that night.
Happy birthday,
Yes,
Avery.
Avery, yeah. Remind us, though, when your birthday is, so when you get on your birthday. remind us so we'll know it's your birthday. Cornbread said, I didn't plant Silver Queen this year. I planted Bodacious, and I have never seen 3 ears on a stalk until this year.
That's pretty good, though.
Yeah, let us know how it tastes.
I was looking at the corn down east, too, when I was on 64. And a lot of it has not tasseled out. And I told Leno, I said, golly, Leno, our corn's ahead of the down east corn.
And Paul Ford's in Louisiana. You said Texas.
Oh, I thought he was in Texas.
Jason Pendergrass is on.
Hello, Jason.
Good evening, Jtwes. You've got me excited to try Jimmy Red next year.
Well, I hope so. I hope, like I said, I want to film the progress of the Jimmy Red when I do this video on the chisel plow, because it's got a good look to that field. It's nice dark green.
Ricky Eads said, talking about deer flies, there's nothing worse than having your hands full and gnats buzzing your face and ears. Yeah, it really is torturous. I mean, that is one thing that I do that drives me crazy. Like even in the house, if it's quiet, and I'm reading or I'm just sitting here and I hear a fly go by, I'm not going to bed till I kill that fly in this house.
Yeah,
it drives me nuts.
We were about an hour and a half deep on that ferry ride. It's about 2 hours and a half long. We were an hour and a half deep, and there was a fly come through the window of the truck because we had the windows down, and a fly flew in. I told Leno, I said, somebody brought this fly on this boat. I said, he did not fly an hour and a half from shore out to sea. I said, somebody had a fly in their car when we parked on this thing.
And my phone's been going really low battery, Joey.
Fast?
Well, it never, when I plug it up at night, it's never 20% battery.
Is that what it is now? Oh.
I've noticed that since this weekend it started doing that. Sorry, side conversation. Avery said his birthday is June 30th. Okay, Avery, I'll remember that because...
June 30th?
Yeah, my boss, who I had as a boss the longest time of my working career, her birthday was June 30th, so I'll try to remember that. Good night, Avery. Had a great time tonight, is what he said.
Good night, bud.
Avery said, we are just praying the corn you sent home with me comes up. We have had rain, and more rain since April.
Who is that?
Allison.
Oh. When they planted, Allison?
Yeah, because, we made, did you have to replant your corn? Oh, that's for...
I did the Jimmy Red. I did not the Silver Queen.
Okay, yeah, and the Jimmy Red was because of the rain, right?
Yeah.
So they may have the same issue.
The Silver Queen was planted March 28th. That is super early. That's probably 4 weeks earlier than what you probably are to plant it.
Yeah.
But it did fine. It didn't have no cold weather on it. So it got rained hard on it, which kind of inhibited a little bit of sprouting. But there was enough out there where I just left it.
Sundowner says, no doubt, Ricky, but them deer flies bite so hard or poke you so hard. And yeah, they do. It's almost like a sting, It's a little burning.
Oh, they'll leave a welt on you. Well, you got swole up from one.
Yeah, I know. But I swell up from everything. And I had a mosquito bite here earlier that was like a quarter. You can still feel it, and it's been an hour and a half since it bit me.
I say this, and I hope probably get tore up tomorrow, but mosquitoes don't bite me that much.
They bite me. Allison said he got it planted 2 weeks ago. It's rained 3 to 4 days a week for months, ready to pour concrete, and can't even get a window of dry weather. I know, Allison. It's whenever you have something waiting on it, of course, it's going to rain. When every other year it's like drought. Like, oh, my garden needs rain.
This year ain't over yet. It still could turn a drought.
Yeah. And usually August is a drier month.
Yeah.
July, you never know. It could be wet or dry.
I was telling somebody the other day, I said, we're going to mess around. It could turn off and dry in July or June, latter part of June. I mean, you don't know.
Sundowner said, eat more garlic, Leno. LOL. I don't know. I eat quite a bit. I put garlic in everything.
Yeah, she does. Somebody asked me what I did for all my garlic. And I said, well, about 50% of it I give to a guy at work. And then the other 50% is or 25% I save the seed off of so I can have enough to plant a whole nother row.
Yeah.
So seed saving and give a ton to Jeff.
All right, it's 9 o'clock on the dot.
9 o'clock, you cutting us off?
Oh, wait, I got a question
What?
from Curtis King, who is a newer subscriber. So, Joey, I've not gone back far enough on your channel to find out the history of your 140.
I don't know that I've probably said it more on a live, Curtis, than I don't think I've. If I did put it in the video, you'd have to watch all of them to find it because I don't know which video it would be in. But just it's 76 model. It's sitting in front of a older fellow's house in Blanche, North Carolina, which is in Caswell, and it had a woods mower, 1-point hitch woods mower hooked to it, grass growed up around it, and a broke left side drop down housing, and a beat up gas tank, steering wheel, a couple other things. Anyway, and he said he'd sell it to me for $1,000. And I said, "Can I pay you $100 a month?" He said, "Yep." And then, like, I forget, maybe that same day or something, he said, "You can go on and take it home if you want to and just pay me." And that's what we did.
Yeah, that's a casual farmer for you.
Yeah.
With that trust in you.
He was an older gentleman, and he was a farmer. He actually turned that tractor over on him. And it did, thank the Lord, it didn't hurt him.
Yeah.
And that took several years to get the, I just recently, 2 years ago, got the dash back, original dash, because for the longest time, some of my early videos, it has a yellow dash in it, which is it was a dash out of a commercial or industrial farmall, and it had the wrong stuff on the dash. But I took my original dash and cut the faceplate out of it and welded it into another dash and painted it up, and finally got the original dash back working. But just piddling with it. But the engine, I haven't done that to the engine. I keep forgetting that I did get the heads reworked on it. It burned a valve, and but that was real early, the first year or so I had it, so it's been a long time. But that's kind of the history of her. She's worked hard since I've had it. I mean, she has worked hard. I've got new cultivating arms on it, new work, not brand new old stock, but they might as well be because they are tight arms.
Some people say your microphone's popping, like making popping noises.
I don't know what to do about that.
I don't either. It's got both lights still on.
Could have been this, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was your crackly hands.
Could have been. I don't know.
All right, but several are saying good night, so
Okay.
we'll say good night too. And Ricky says good night, guys. May God bless y'all and have a blessed week. And Curtis King said, "Nice tractor. I like it."
Thank you, Curtis.
And thanks for being on tonight, Curtis, and everyone else for chiming in. And it's good to be back, and we'll be finishing up summer before we know it.
Yeah.
All right, let me move Priscilla
All
here.
right.
She's going to complain.
Do like I do and just push her off.
She's old. You can't
She
do
can
that.
handle it.
No. Let me push you off. See, you can handle it.
Cornbread said good night, everybody. Good night. God bless y'all. God loves you. We'll see you.